Understanding the athletes. Often, what's important is what can't be conveyed through words. I think things like hand movements, foot movements, who cares about those? The truly important things are always in the invisible. You can't understand something without experiencing it yourself. It's okay to fall down many times. If someone without subjectivity seeks objectivity, they'll never find the solution. How can you get an answer if you don't understand the problem? External information doesn't solve problems. Everyone has their own dreams. An elderly person might say, "The cherry blossoms are in bloom."
Today, we have a special guest who has been active for many years at the forefront of sports science, not only in Japan, but also around the world as a leading expert in body approach. He is Professor Osamu Yada, representative of Kinetic Forum. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Let me briefly introduce him. For over 30 years, Professor Yada has pursued his unique body theory, Kotowari, maximizing the performance of numerous top athletes. The fact that top players currently competing on the world stage fully trust Professor Yada's theories and measurements as the cornerstone of their daily conditioning proves just how authentic his techniques are. This time, we'd like to delve deeply into Professor Yada's most important beliefs as a coach and how the latest technology is changing athletes' inner perspectives. Professor Yada, please begin.
Thank you.
I didn't confirm the introduction beforehand, but is it correct?
Yes, it's exactly as described.
Thank you. Let's get straight to the questions. First, regarding your coaching philosophy, Professor Yada, having coached and supported numerous top athletes for over 30 years, what is the most important thing you value as a coach? Please tell us about your approach to athletes and your beliefs beyond just technique and numbers. Thank you.
Yes, it's simple, but understanding the athlete.
Yes.
When you're communicating something, there's a lot you want to say, isn't there?
Yes.
Just because you've conveyed what you want to say doesn't mean it will be understood. Words alone don't always convey things effectively, do they?
Yes.
So, things that can't be conveyed through words are often more important, aren't they?
I see.
I think things like hand movements and foot movements are irrelevant. More importantly, what's happening in the player's body, the visible parts, is what's causing those movements. You used the word introspection earlier. Anyone can see that. Anyone can understand it if you film it with a high-speed camera. But while it's easy to say, "Let's do this," conveying that can actually stifle or corner the person. Ultimately, they end up asking, "So what should I do?" Because what's visible is only the surface. You can't see what's inside, and the truly important things are always invisible. So the invisible parts. How do we understand what's invisible to the player? And how do we convey that understanding without words? That's what I consider most important. Yes,
Recently, there's been a lot of talk about verbalization in society, hasn't there? Verbalization is about the visible thing that is language, but I still don't quite understand the substance behind it.
yes. Let's take a simple example. Let's say I can't ride a bicycle. So Mr. Oda tells me, turn the handlebars like this, apply the brakes like this, pedal like this. Got it? Now you can ride, so go ahead and get on. Can I ride it?
No, I can't.
See? Verbalization is only about that much. And in the actual world of sports, athletes are at a loss when they're told, "I've told you so much, why can't you do it?" But Mr. Oda can ride a bicycle, so he has a feeling of riding a bicycle, right? Can you convey that feeling to me in words?
No, I can't. Even students can't understand it.
It's impossible, isn't it? You understand it because you've experienced it. People who haven't experienced it can't understand it unless they experience it themselves. But to have this experience, instead of asking how to ride a bicycle, or asking things like, if you wobble to the right, lean your body to the left, you just need to fall over many times. That's how I learned to ride. Then, a feeling of riding was born within me. That means a common language was already established. It's not words, but perhaps shared understanding is a better way to put it. And then, my bicycle ended up like this. You know that one. That one. And you understand each other, right?
Ah, that happens a lot. Talking about that and that.
If something can't be conveyed with that and that, then no amount of instruction will ever get it. So the key is how to convey that feeling inside your body that creates a shared understanding. And that's something that can't be conveyed through words alone. I hope you understand that.
I see. These days, in the world of various sports, they quantify all sorts of data, right? But that alone isn't enough to convey it. Those numbers are just a starting point, and the goal is to guide you towards feeling it within yourself. Is it correct to understand that it's something you hope will happen? That's a little off.
That's not wrong at all. So the data represents the phenomenon. It's correct, isn't it? It's not wrong. But for example, if you're told to increase the spin rate because the ball's rotating a certain number of times and you do that, the ball will end up going even less, right?
That's a common occurrence.
On the other hand, sometimes the data is exactly the same as when it was good, but you wonder why the ball isn't curving.
That happens.
So in terms of representing a phenomenon, data is very effective from an objective standpoint, but it's subjectivity that's throwing it.
That's right.
Therefore, it's fine for someone with subjectivity to seek objectivity, but if someone without subjectivity also seeks objectivity, they'll never find a solution.
That's true.
That's where we value subjectivity.
I see. Sorry. This might deviate a bit from the questions I prepared for today, but is it okay if I talk about this?
Yes,
What you've been discussing today is that the Kinetic Lab sensor you use in your treatments is for professional practitioners. Now you're making Kinetic Lab Ring available for general use. That's data, in a sense, isn't it? Is there a difference between the data you collect using a typical drive line and the data you're trying to collect? Or is there a difference in your goals?
no, that's a very good question.
Thank you.
The sensor provides objective data, right? The meaning of objective data is that, as we discussed earlier, I can't convey to others what I've learned through touch. Traditionally, it's based on tactile sensation. It's my experience. So it's unreasonable to expect me to convey 30 years of experience in 3 minutes and expect them to understand it, right? Does that mean that person has to wait 30 years?
Ah, yes, yes.
So if my experience could be quantified, that part alone would be effective, right?
Yes,
But how to use it effectively depends on the individual's experience.
I see.
That's why I wanted to bring objectivity to the initial inspection part.
I see.
That's why we have the Kinetic Lab sensor. But if only professionals use it, there are limits, right? So to make it accessible to more people, we're developing the Kinetic Lab link so that anyone can use it. The sensor is, so to speak, in the part that captures the phenomenon. It's the same as TrackMan, isn't it? But the current situation is that we're trying to improve the phenomenon with another phenomenon, right?
Yes, just improving something superficial.
Trying to fix a phenomenon with another phenomenon doesn't really work, does it? A phenomenon has an essence. The phenomenon of our methodology, which tries to change this, also has an essence. But this essence is different. That's why it doesn't work. So it's not like that. This essential part is something I have within myself based on my experience, but it's difficult to convey to others through verbal explanation, isn't it?
Yes,
At the Kinetic Forum, we focused on mastering the use of sensors, starting with the sensors themselves, and then moved on to workshops on how to increase one's experience. But that's not something I can convey to many people. So with this Kinetic Lab link, in addition to the sensor function, my experience is delivered through AI. If you understand it that way, I think it answers your previous question.
it's not simply a machine answering. Rather, all of your various patterns and experiences, in AI terms yours, are recorded there, so it presents the optimal solution for situations like in this case. Is that correct?
That's right. So for example, your blood pressure has risen. Your blood pressure is such and such. It's high. And that's the end of it, right?
That's right.
Then, your blood pressure is high. Shall I prescribe some blood pressure medication? You hear that a lot, don't you? But the important thing isn't just lowering high blood pressure, but finding out the cause of the high blood pressure in the first place, right?
Yes,
So even if you lower blood pressure, it doesn't do anything to address the original cause of the high blood pressure. Think of it as that information being delivered through the AI.
I understand. This might be a circular question, but to put it in a different light, you always say that you need to be able to stand properly first, that nothing can begin without being able to stand properly. That's how I interpreted it, but is there also an aim to have athletes and those on the ground observed the discrepancy between standing properly and the sensory information indicating that even if you think you're standing properly, you're not, and then correct that discrepancy within yourself. Or is that not quite right?
No, think of it as receiving hints about that.
I see.
For example, even if you think you're standing straight, you don't know if you're putting force into your right hip joint, do you?
You don't know. I've also recently started noticing a few things that feel a little off about my body in a different way than usual. That's important, isn't it? It's like my body's sensors are a little more sensitive now. It's the only thing you don't realize at first. I think I'm standing straight.
It's good that Otasan is a normal person. Because you're a normal person, you feel that sense of unease. Look at the athletes. That's what was happening just now. Yes, there are so many things you don't understand, right?
I've also started to feel this way through various interactions with a certain person, and it's taken me about 10 years to get to this point. However, I don't know if this will ever become a permanent part of myself. It's a sense of unease. Every day is full of this feeling of unease, even when I'm walking.
No, because it feels wrong. Isn't that feeling of unease a problem within the body? In the world of sports, people ask, "What should I do?" They're looking for answers. They ask, "How can you give me an answer when you don't even understand the problem?" Even if you give an answer without understanding the problem, it won't solve it. That's why so many people can only trust information from the outside.
I understand.
That's why information from the outside doesn't solve the problem. Only when you become aware of the problem within yourself can information from within solve the problem.
Yes,
Think of Kinetic Lab Link as a tool to help you become aware of the problem within yourself.
I understand. Thank you. I have many questions, but we're running out of time. Finally, regarding Kinetic Lab Link, how do you use it? What kind of results do you hope it will produce? And what would you like to convey to the viewers? This might be your last message and it might be a repetition, but could you please tell us?
Everyone has their own dreams. If your dream is to become the world's best pitcher, then wanting to win first place at your local sports day is also a dream, isn't it? To take it to an extreme, it's like an elderly person wanting to go see the cherry blossoms because they're in bloom, but having knee problems, right? Everyone has their own dreams, don't they?
Yes,
I hope it can be used to help fulfill those dreams.
I see. Not just in sports.
Everything. For example, I don't want to go to work today, but the reason you don't want to go is this, or I don't want to go to school today. Labalink might suggest that you're overthinking things a little.
I see.
So we offer hints and assistance for self-awareness, and we hope you can apply that to yourself and live each day vibrantly and freely, whether it's in athletics, daily life, or anything else. That's what we want.
Is it correct to understand it as a system that offers insights for living a better life?
That's right. Therefore, it's not enough for everyone to just go through the motions every day. You have to live. There are probably a lot of living corpses out there.
I shouldn't say yes. I might be one of them too. I understand. I've been asking a lot of questions, but if there's anything you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish, please say a few words.
We'd like to use the information you've given us as feedback to improve our AI and create better broadcasts. We want to grow as well, so we hope that Kinetic Lab Link can be a tool for mutual growth. Thank you.
Thank you. There are so many more things I'd like to ask, but due to time constraints, we'll stop here for today.
See you next time.
I'd love to hear more if possible, so thank you. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.